I don't care who you are. You will not talk to my kid like that. Hey everybody, Leilani here, and welcome back to my channel. So, I look a mess. My room is a mess. But something happened last night, and I'm just like really mentally disturbed by it. So I thought, might as well throw in a story time. Because usually, especially with all the sisters I have, I'm telling like the same story 4 times, like including my mom, because my mom's my go-to. So I'm telling her the story, I'm telling my sister's story, because we all live apart, so I have to tell the story, right? So I decided this time around I was just going to go ahead and tell y'all the story and let you guys know what happened, because I think I just got triggered and I'm very upset. And here we go. So the story starts off with the Canelo fight. And it is my aunt's birthday, and she absolutely is a panty dropper for Canelo. Me being back on the keto diet, I'm taking like a lot of protein right now, and we were told that it was going to be a barbecue. So my boyfriend and I had went to Costco probably 2 days prior and got like brisket that all you had to do is put in the oven or the microwave for so many minutes. And we decided that we were going to take that to the party. Well, the night before, my boyfriend's like, do you want me to just make it there, or do you want me to make it at home? Knowing what I know now, I would have just been really strict to tell him to make it at home. But I know that there's people at the house, other people around, probably wondering if they're going to eat that too. And then it gets awkward. He's like, oh no, I'm taking this. And so I understand. So I knew mentally he'd rather cook it at the party where it was going to be, it really was for everyone, but I knew I was eating a lot of meat. So whatever meat that they like had available, I didn't want to just take all of it. I didn't want to be rude and just say, oh, well, no thanks to the beans, tortilla, rice, or whatever else there is. All I'm taking is meat, and then just not really knowing how much meat there was. It's the fight, and we arrive, and my aunt, I love her dearly. She's so kind. She absolutely adores my boyfriend. So little quick like understanding of her household is my uncle passed away some time ago, and now it's her daughter, and I think her granddaughter who live in the house. Her daughter, who is obviously my cousin, has had a boyfriend for like, well, this particular boyfriend for 12, 13 years. And I don't really know him too much. I really don't see that side of the family too often. And so I really don't know him as a person. So that's that. I don't want to get off track here. We get there. We say hello. Not a lot of people are there yet. And we're just like, hi. We have the meat, and the meat is in the kitchen, and we're just kind of like settling in. And when we're bringing our lawn chairs from the car to like our designated area that we want to sit at because of COVID, we want to make sure we're away from people and we are safe. Everybody was wearing their masks. They were very, very respectful about that and really on top of it. So I really respected that. So we kind of got into our area, and my cousin's boyfriend, I don't want to keep saying my cousin's boyfriend throughout this entire story. Let's call him, okay, so out of respect, let's just call him Jim. Okay, so Jim is like, just like kind of like with I will not lie, with an attitude, because I can spot an attitude a mile away because I throw them a lot. He's just like, oh, why did you guys bring chairs? We have chairs here. And we were like, oh, well, we didn't know how everything was going to be situated or set up, so we brought our own chairs. We'll just sit here in the corner and just keep to ourselves. I did come into that home feeling really awkward. I'm a very friendly person when you meet me. So, but when I approach you and I feel like I'm kind of getting the cold shoulder, I'm going to read that. And I'm going to read it well. And I'm going to keep my distance, and that's that. So I was already feeling so many vibes during this cold moon, right? And I was telling my boyfriend, I feel like we should leave. I feel unwelcome here. I feel unwanted. I feel out of place. And I was feeling a lot of emotion. Like, I think I even started crying. I called my mother, told her I wasn't like feeling it. And like, I started crying, and I had no need to cry about that. I do let my emotions and my feelings control me. And I was feeling like I don't want to be here. And I told my aunt right away. I was like, hey, I'm not feeling it here. Like, I'm feeling weird. I'm feeling this. I'm feeling that. She's so sweet. She's like, oh, you know, don't try not to worry about it. Because I knew how badly she wanted us to be there. So if I didn't already say this, my boyfriend's like, we're here for your aunt. We're not here for anybody else. Let's just keep to ourselves. Enjoy being with your aunt. Enjoy the fight. And then we can go. Okay. I was like, all right. Okay, Leilani. Just, you're fine. You're good. Stay to yourself. I guess my boyfriend was in the kitchen attempting to put the meat in the oven. I go into the kitchen and I see my boyfriend putting away the meat. And I said, what's going on? And he tells me that Jim approached him, telling him in so many words, you can't use the oven. Stay out of my girlfriend's way. And I say my girlfriend because she's my cousin. And I don't want to say her name either. Well, basically, stay out of her way. She's cooking. She's going to be busy. He just put away the meat and just told me, well, I guess he doesn't want me to be in so-and-so's way. So I'm going to put away the meat. And me, I'm all like, well, that sucks. Like, we brought this meat. All I'm going to eat is meat. Let's just see if we can put it in the microwave. And Vern's like, no. I knew he wanted me to really enjoy that meat, especially how much we paid for it. So we're outside talking to the birthday girl, my aunt, and we're, you know, chit-chatting back and forth about how she redid her house and how beautiful it looks and how much we've missed her and how she's doing. And I was like, you know, Aunt Linda, like, I'm kind of like back on my diet, and we had brought meat, but Jim basically said we couldn't make it. And she was like, I really don't like when he does that, because I think it's completely fine. So she continues to tell us, why don't you just make the meat after my daughter's done with the kitchen? Because I feel like they're just barbecuing. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that was my thought too, that you guys were barbecuing. So I didn't realize the kitchen was going to be like used. She's like, no, I can even ask. Like, I'll see if you guys can use the oven. I don't know when it kind of came down to it, but as time is going by, as the party is going on, I hear my cousin tell Vern, oh, like, basically the kitchen's open, the oven's open, or whatever comment that she had made. And Vern was like, cool, like, I'm just gonna throw this meat in the oven. And I just kind of remember glancing in there and seeing her, like, he was like, oh, where's the this or where's the that? And I could see her pointing things out. And from time to time, I would ask her, like, oh, do you need any help? Do you need help? Because, I mean, poor thing, she's like, she's in like work mode, trying to get this whole party situated for her mom. And she was like, oh no, I got it. Oh no, I got it. And I'm just like, okay, well, if you ever need my help, just let me know. So Vern's in the kitchen making the meat, and I'm sitting outside watching my daughter play. Jim is basically, they're having the fight outside, so he's using like the projector on the wall. He's getting that situated, and he turns to me as he's getting the projector ready. He turns to me and is like, with this like little high-pitched voice, like, why is your boyfriend in the kitchen cooking? And I'm like, oh, he's making meat, and he was like, I think that's weird. And I'm like, oh, it's weird that he's making meat? I'm like, my Aunt Linda said that was fine that he made meat. He says, but yeah, there's a whole party going on out here and he's making meat. That's just really weird. I think that's rude. And I was just like, and I can feel the agitation like steaming off of his back into my soul. And I tried so hard to respond politely. So all I could say to this man was, I don't know how to respond to what you just said to me. And he dropped it. That was it. And I was just like, God, like, so I'm like, you know, dun, 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 dun. I'm all waiting for Vern to come out of the kitchen so I can tell him, like, I'm getting a bad feeling about you being in there making this meat. And he comes out. I'm like, I need to talk to you. And I told him, and he was like, yeah, he made a comment to me in the kitchen. And I was like, what? Okay, like, what did he say? And he was like, yeah, he looked over my shoulder and he was like, oh, what are you doing? And Vern told Jim, oh, I'm making food. And then he told Vern, well, I think that's weird. And Vern, I know no one really knows his personality, kind of comes like with a comeback. He's like, oh, it's only weird if you think it's weird. You know what I mean? Or it's only weird if you're weird. Or something in those ways where Vern kind of like got put in this position where he didn't know how to respond either. So I knew exactly how he was feeling, especially being in a home where that's not your family's home. Like, it's my family's home, it's not his. So I could only imagine how he was feeling, you know, as a person. I was like, oh God, that kind of, you know, okay, well, the food was done. He was done in the kitchen. And I'm like, okay, let's just enjoy the rest of the night. So we're sitting there and my daughter is playing with the other kids that are there. And my daughter, who is an only child, is having the time of her life, and I'm super happy to watch her have such a good time. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the story, they kind of like redid the whole house, and my daughter was kind of like on top of a wall, and I think that wall was like a newer wall, and Jim snaps at my daughter and is like, get down. I've already told you that before. Don't you listen? Woo! I was like, you know, I felt like my mother with my nostrils flaring. And then I said, excuse me, like, next time my daughter is doing something that she's not supposed to be doing, can you please let me know? I'm sitting right here watching her. I did not know she was not supposed to be on that wall. I didn't see any danger from it, but can you let me know next time? His back is turned toward me. He's saying absolutely nothing to me. So now I'm being ignored. I'm feeling disrespect. I'm giving you as much respect as I possibly can. All of the little comments you've been making at me all day, now snapping at my kid. I don't care who you are. You will not talk to my kid like that. My boyfriend's mom has snapped at my kid like that, and I've said the same exact thing. So doesn't matter who you are, don't talk to my kid like that, especially if I am right here. And especially if I'm hearing from your own mouth that you've already talked to her. Don't you think the next step is to maybe talk to the parent? To my knowledge, you're a math teacher and you're a coach. So you work with kids? Do I have to go to the school about this? Like, I don't know. Okay, that's just me being dramatic. My cousin and her boyfriend, they have no kids. So they have no clue. I don't care, math teacher, teacher for this, or that. You don't have your own child. Don't speak to mine like that. So you know what? We let it go. I said what I said. Excuse me, I'm right here. And then we let it go. No acknowledgement. Just totally bypassed what I told him. And I said, okay, that's that. Vern jumps up to go get Sophia a water. It's so hot in here and I have the heater on, so the heater's turning off right now. So anyway, back to the story. So we're walking in. We're walking in. Where are we walking? So Vern is walking back from the house and I couldn't see the frustration in his face. And I'm like, what happened? And he was like, Jim bumped into my arm as I was walking in and he was walking out. And Vern finally, after all day with the comments and just everything, he finally like asks Jim, do you have a problem that, you know, basically that we could resolve? Because Vern did not know what the heck was going on. He didn't understand what the hostility was coming from, nor did I. And he proceeds to tell Vern, And I can't say word for word what he said, but basically in a nutshell, he told Vern, you can't come into someone else's house and start cooking during a party. That's rude, that this is not your fucking house, and this, and that. Vernon, who is really trying hard to work on his anger, like very new at it right now, snaps and was like, well, this isn't your fucking house either. Because in all honesty, it is not his house. He's done a lot in that house, I'm sure. He does probably a lot to help my cousin and my aunt, but in reality, it isn't his house. And my aunt was the one who said we can use the oven with no problems and no hesitation, or no like kind of like looking at us weird as if like, oh, well, I feel like it's weird that you brought meat, but yeah, go ahead and use the oven. Like, it was none of that, right? So the fight just started. Like, you could see Canelo. The fight is like, it hasn't even started yet. This is when they're like walking to the ring, right? It's starting. And I'm like, let's go. Screw this. I guess my cousin was, I guess she heard that from Vern. I don't think she heard anything Jim had to say, but she definitely chose to hear what Vern said. So as Vern is walking out to me and telling me what happened, my cousin is like fee-fi-fo-fumming it out of the house, like pointing inside the house, and was like, Vern's trying to start problems at this party. Why are you trying to start problems at this party? I heard what you said. I heard what you said. And I'm like, whoa, time out. Okay, your man's been throwing shade all day. Okay, but it really didn't go down like that. It went down like that on her end. Me, I'm all like, no, like, you don't understand. I just felt so, whoa, things like went to 100 real quick, okay? And I was like, what the fuck do I do? All she heard was this poor girl. She's been basically slaving away, working really hard from morning to night, getting this party situated. And I'm sure Jim has too. Don't get me wrong, because he was cooking, and I appreciate him for that. But she just did not know all the shade that has been thrown to us all day. So I'm trying to explain that to her, and she just still has her finger out. No, I heard what he told him, and I get it. Vern should not have said that. And I had to explain later that Vern was really pushed to, I'm surprised Vern didn't throw some knuckles, okay? He said something with his words that was not really that bad. But yeah, and if it was the only thing I heard on my end, I would think someone's trying to start problems too. I had to edit out her name because I keep saying her name. I was like, no, cuz, like, basically, we are not trying to start problems. We're going to leave. And she just walked away from me. And that broke my heart. I've never, ever in my life had an issue with this particular cousin, especially her being much older than me. And I'm just like, what? Wow. So we go up to my aunt, and like, I tell her we are leaving. I kind of gave her the rundown of everything that happened. And she already knew from the way beginning, the little comments that Jim threw at me, what Jim threw at Vern, the discipline that Jim gave Sophia. And now she knows that something happened and we gotta go. She was so devastated. I felt so bad, but I just felt like it was the right thing to do, instead of staying and just waiting for something else to escalate. And the fact that this was over, all of this was over cooking in the kitchen, I feel like that just blows my mind. But why does part of me want to believe that if we didn't bring any food, there would have been an issue over us bringing chairs? You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm starting to feel that this person, Jim, has a problem with us. And I would not know why, because I rarely see this guy. And we've always been nice to him. We've always said hello to him. And if there's a problem, I wish he would have, like him being a grown-ass man, older than Vern, tell us what the real root of the problem was. Because if the root of the problem was us using the kitchen, Okay, damn fucking right. That house, you don't own this house. This house is not yours. As of right now, unless my aunt dies, this house belongs to my aunt. So we asked the proper person if we can cook. We did not know that this was your party. We didn't know that you were just taking control of the whole house. Something similar to this has happened to me. Like little, do you see? I'm not in the same room that I used to be when I started my channel. Something like this happened to me recently, only a little over a month ago, where I felt like I got thrown like that, like really mean shade. A disgusting person just throwing up these evil, mean things and treating me and my daughter a certain way to make us feel less of ourselves. And then it's happened again for cooking meat, which I don't think it was. I think it's something else, but somebody needs to really say something. I'm triggered. I'm triggered. So we leave. I can see my boyfriend's face. He's just really trying to hold it together. I ended up paying for the fight and we ended up watching it at my mom's. Go mom. And I basically told her what happened, and my mom, she just couldn't, like, she could not comprehend what was really going on. So every time I told her, like, oh yeah, he would say, you know, why is he cooking? I think that's weird. My mom was like, okay, was he joking when he said that? Like, would he laugh? Was it a joke? And I was like, no, this all turned like south bad. Is south the right way? Is south the right direction? Because that's where it went really fast. It's so rude to cook at someone's party, and it was all about the cooking. And I was over it. I not only was really upset about the situation, I was super embarrassed because a lot of people at this time now were present at the party. And I don't know how many people, it was almost like a blackout where all you can do is kind of focus on yourself and the situation that's happening, and everything else around you it's like a blur. And so I didn't know how many people were watching. I didn't know how many people saw the situation. I don't know how many people were looking at Jim like, Jim, boy, you know, you need to kind of back off. I mean, it's just food. And I don't know how many people were like Vern's an asshole. You know what I mean? This, like, Leilani's an asshole, or I don't know. But I had to leave this party with my daughter, and my daughter is well aware of everything that had happened. And she was like, it's okay, mommy. Like, it's okay, Vern. Like, I love you guys. I had so much fun. Like this was just fucking nuts. This was crazy. Yes, Vern should have never told Jim, this isn't your house either, dude. But it happened because he kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And he was just like, okay, all right, I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. And finally he was just like, why are you treating me like this? Like, calm down. It's just me. It's food and it's done. Like, what do you want me to do? Shove it back in the box and take it back to Costco? I don't understand. I just felt like I did nothing wrong. This is shitty. I wanted to reach out to my aunt's daughter, my cousin, and let her know. It didn't sit right for me to think that all she's going to hear is one side of the story without hearing the other side of the story, and go the rest of her life thinking that me and Vern come to people's houses and cause ruckus. I sent her a 3-paragraph message explaining to her everything that had happened from when we came to when we left. So she had a clear understanding, at least from my end, of what happened. I'm a very strong writer, thank God. So I basically put out the facts, and there's no but her boyfriend was extremely rude to us from when we came to when we left. I have no idea why. And a little statement that I made to her that to me is really like a big one for me was, I said, I feel like if I were your aunt or somebody that you really respected, I would not have been treated the way I was treated. But we were spoken to like we were children. And I had to remind her, okay, we all used to be children. I used to be a child. I'm not a child anymore. And I'm not going to be spoke to from your boyfriend as such. And I'm not going to let him speak to my daughter in any way, shape, or form, especially with me standing right there. I thought it was, he was out of his mind. Oh, God, I'm so happy I was able to say that on camera. We're going to go through situations like this all the time. And it's up to us on how we're going to react to the situation. And for me, I feel like I reacted to the situation as, you know, the best I could being at the party. But my emotions that were building up after, and I think it was just like past experiences that I've gone through and just like unresolved problems that I probably have, just came to surface when that situation happened, because I could not figure out why. And I think that's my problem. I want to know why. I want to know why he treated us this way. I want to know why he was acting like that. I want to know why we couldn't use the stove. I want to know why it became such a big problem. But in life, I have to really remind myself that we're not going to get those answers all of the time. Probably 90% of the time, we are not going to know why. And I need to really work on just accepting that. And I will, but I'm so happy y'all were here to like listen to my rant, listen to my story time, because for me, it was just like, I just need like some TLC. I need some encouragement. I need some positivity. Please, if you guys don't have anything nice to say, please don't say it at all, because right now I don't need that. But for all those who do, I appreciate y'all. And that's the end of my story. Please, if you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for more of me. And I'll see y'all soon. This was just a really random video because I had my feelings. I was in my feels. I really wanted to talk to somebody. So I thought to myself, right now I don't have anybody to talk to. I'm just like, I'll talk to y'all, my friends. All right, guys. I'll see y'all soon. Bye.